For 25 years I've been lying to my wife's family by pretending I don't understand Korean. They're Korean, and from the beginning they made it clear I wasn't what they wanted for their daughter. Too white, too poor, wrong background. At our engagement dinner, my mother-in-law said something in Korean while staring at me, and my sister-in-law burst out laughing. When I asked what was funny, they brushed me off and kept talking in Korean. What they didn't know is that I speak Korean fluently. I studied it in college, lived in Seoul for 2 years, and kept up with the language afterward. At that dinner, my mother-in-law actually said, "At least the grandchildren will look Korean." And ever since, for 25 years, I've listened quietly while they insulted me at every gathering. They mocked my looks, my background, my intelligence, my work ethic, always assuming I couldn't understand a word. Even after our kids were born, they made comments about how lucky it was they looked more like my wife. My wife, Mira, doesn't speak Korean. Her parents never taught her, insisting she should focus on being properly American, which is ironic I kept my secret because I didn't think their opinions mattered as long as Mira loved me. We built a great life together, and she's always supported me. But last week, things changed. At our daughter's college graduation party, I overheard my mother-in-law and sister-in-law talking in Korean in the kitchen. They mocked my weight, compared me unfavorably to one of Mira's exes, and said once again that at least our kids look Korean. Then my mother-in-law said she was changing her will so Mira and the kids would get everything, and she'd make sure I couldn't touch a cent, even if we stayed married. This despite the fact that I've never taken money from them, and I fully support our family with my job as a civil engineer. I stepped out and confronted them in perfect Korean, telling them I've understood every insult they've made for 25 years. They completely froze. I listed off things I've heard them say since the engagement dinner. My sister-in-law even dropped her wine glass in shock. Then I switched to English and told them I'd be telling Mira everything that night. The insults, the disrespect, the inheritance scheme. My mother-in-law tried to stop me, whispering that Mira didn't need to know, but I cut her off. That's when Mira walked into the doorway. She had heard enough to understand what was happening and quietly asked me how long I'd known. I told her, since the engagement dinner. My mother-in-law tried to speak to her quickly in Korean, but I stopped her. This time I said, Mira deserved to hear the truth in a language she understood.